Ambassador Bankole Adoye, the Commissioner for Political Affairs, Peace and Security, to deliver a statement on behalf of the AU Commission. Commissioner Bankole, please.
Excellencies, Honorable Minister of Defense of the Union of Comoros and Chairperson of the 15th Specialized Technical Committee on Defense, Security, Safety meeting at ministerial level. Distinguished members of the Bureau of the STC, Honorable Ministers of Defense, Safety and Security, here present, representatives of member states, representatives of regional economic communities and regional mechanisms, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the Chairperson of the African Union Commission, His Excellency Musa Faki Mahamat, I'm very pleased to warmly welcome you all to the 15th Ordinary Session of the Specialized Technical Committee on Defense, Safety and Security. This committee has become a strategic mechanism of all 55 member states of the Union to engage on policy making, policy implementation in relation to silencing the guns and promoting the implementation of the common African defense and security policy. At this session, you will have been briefed, Excellencies, by the experts and the chiefs of defense staff and heads of safety who have met in the last 3 days and have prepared a good ground for your engagement today. We, as the African Union Commission, stand ready to continue to support your work and your decisions towards strengthening the promotion, the defense of security and safety on our continent. Chairperson, Honorable Ministers, our continent is bleeding security-wise. The Africa we want should be anchored on sustaining peace, security, and stability to make the African transformation, the African renewal possible. Unfortunately, we have serious security concerns. A 360-degree review of the state of peace and security in Africa shows a very dire picture. The landscape, as you are aware, is flawed because of violent extremism, radicalization, terrorism, transnational organized crime, the impact of climate change on peace and security, rebellion, and insurrection, indeed insurgency. Never before in our history since independence has Africa witnessed all its 5 regions having to deal with terrorism. It is therefore critical that we come together as member states to continuously and consistently review our strategies. This is important because the same message was delivered yesterday to your chiefs of defense staff We need the highest form of coordination, harmonization, coherence, and a comprehensive approach to these challenges for effective solutions and the peace dividend. Our leaders gathered in Malabo this time last year, Equatorial Guinea, at an extraordinary session. And I'm sure some of you in this room accompanied our leaders who adopted the Malabo Declaration on terrorism and on constitutional changes of government. This declaration is a clarion call on all of us to promote a robust response, to recommit to deepening democracy, and of course, be assured of collective security. Today's world is different from yesterday's. And in particular, the happening in Sudan cannot be ignored. The extent of damage, the loss of lives, the impact on the society of Sudan, given the current conflict, shows that we need to act robustly as the African Union. Under the leadership of the chairperson of the Commission, we are working on a de-escalation plan with critical partners, IGAD, the United Nations, the League of Arab States, members of the United Nations Security Council, particularly the P5, the Permanent Five, the African Three, and neighboring countries to address the conflict situation in Sudan. Chairperson, I want to advise that your report should also re-echo the messaging from Africa that the guns should be silenced in Sudan now, not tomorrow. Immediate, unconditional, comprehensive ceasefire will be in the interest of the people of Sudan, currently suffering from the havoc being wreaked by two military leaders competing for a transition position. It is therefore, I believe, in the Council, in the Commission rather, that we expect the SCC on defense, security, and safety to also support the efforts of the African Union as a whole. Excellencies, as we debate the various strategies and tools to make peace happen on our continent, we call for unity of purpose and unity of effort. One of the standing long-term mechanisms recognized by the protocol establishing the Peace and Security Council of the African Union is the African Standby Force. This force has been almost on paper for the past 20+ years. Our call, most respectively, is to encourage your specialized technical committee today to review and adopt the memorandum of understanding that has been reviewed carefully, painstakingly by the experts as well as by the chiefs of defense staff. Of course, as I stated to the Chiefs of Defense Staff yesterday, it is not all doom and gloom on our continent. Our continent is marching towards the realization of the 7 aspirations of Agenda 2063. And a case in point on silencing the guns is what the African Union, in collaboration with the United Nations and IGAD, have achieved through the lasting peace on cessation of hostilities agreement between the Federal Democratic Republic of Ethiopia and the Tigray region. We encourage all member states to continue to believe in their commission, given the need for support and the means of implementation of your decisions long standing. It is our belief that the African Standby Force and its concept, based on all the regions working together, will be a tool to assure the future of our continent. It is at this point that you permit me to focus briefly on a critical need when it comes to the defense, safety, and security sector on our continent. This domain at the continental level needs adequate, predictable, and sustainable financing for peace operations. It is for this reason that the African Union Peace Fund was revitalized in 2017 under the leadership of His Excellency President Paul Kagame of the Republic of Rwanda. And I'm pleased to announce, Excellencies, that given the demand from our regional economic communities and mechanisms, the chairperson of the Commission, using his powers within the financial rules and regulations, through the Crisis Reserve Facility, has been able to approve $2 million for the African Transition Mission in Somalia and another $2 million for the East African Communities Regional Force for Eastern DRC. The commitment by the Commission to continue to serve men and women in uniform who work tirelessly for peace on our continent remains unshakable. Let me end, Excellencies, by assuring you that Agenda 2063 remains our ultimate goal, particularly aspiration 4, a peaceful and stable Africa. This flagship program of silencing the guns remains the core of the African Union activities towards a conflict-free Africa. I want to thank you again for this time, and I wish you successful and fruitful deliberations.